Wednesday. Hello, everybody. We are live and ready to roll. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
Yay. All right. So we have sound. We are ready to go. We have pictures for everybody that needs pictures. And now the stream is labeled correctly. So let's go ahead and get into the action. It's been a minute since we played. So we're going to do our little test for everybody. We're going to start with, I'm just going to go from left to right. Tusk, starting with Nick, who plays Tusk.
Hello.
How many weeks has it been since we played, and what were we doing in those intervening weeks?
It has been about 3 weeks since we last played, and over the last 2 weeks, we're playing one shot, DM'd by Fury to Fate, or is it Fate's Fury?
Yes.
Yes.
It's
All of
Fate,
the
yes.
above.
And what were we doing during the other week?
Before that was our other campaign, right? Yeah.
Correct. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Ashley, who's plays Kithri?
Hi.
Going to what would be a softball question for Mantha. I'm going to ask you instead. If somebody was curious about these one shots, where could they go to watch the one shots?
Your YouTube channel. I know about your YouTube channel.
Excellent. And
the Twitch saves the VODs. You can go on Twitch and watch the old VODs too.
actually, those are gone by now because they're only
Oh.
they're only there for 7 days. So actually, today's the last day you can watch the second one and the third one because there was 3. So for extra points, this is open to anyone. What's the playlist that you can find the one shots on?
Oh. That is a good question.
I mean, I could go look. I don't know off the top of my head. I feel like looking is cheating.
It is one shotness.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
And then, all right, so Mantha, who plays Genesis,
Ayo.
who was the special guest player that joined us for those one shots?
Flair was I don't remember his I think it's Honey Badger Sven.
Right.
but Micah joined us and
Correct on both counts.
played Dodger, I think.
Also
is
play
his name.
play Dodger. Yep. You got a little bit of brown stuff right there on your notes. But the and the last question goes to Kendrick, who plays Gimbal,
Mhm.
and the question is, which is the best of all of the Star Wars movies?
Oh no.
Do you want to start a war?
See, knowing Sven, he has a correct answer written down if you don't answer that.
The best Star Wars movie. Oh my goodness. I have to go with the original, which is 4.
Okay, that is acceptable. I would have also taken anything except the animated Clone Wars movie, which is still good, just not the best.
It's funny because I was actually thinking about going there because I really like that one.
It's a really good. I liked it too, but not the best. All right. So when last we played, our group was had returned to Nashkel victorious. They had stopped the war between Nashkel and Amun. They had killed all of their generals, told their army and the mercenaries they had hired that their generals were dead and their paycheck was gone. So, and then you just turn around and left. You actually walked through them. You didn't turn around. You walked through them and left. So you don't really know what happened at that point. You presume they left. Who knows? Maybe there was a backup generals and commanders and payroll ready to go in the case of this emergency.
Yeah, they all got advanced pay.
That's right.
It's known as the Adventurer Clause or Murder Hobo Clause.
That's right. But
Well, obviously that can't apply to us because we are no longer hobos.
that's right. You have a
Well,
house now.
true, but that was not true at the time,
No, but they can't trace it back to us because we are not murder hobos.
and that we were at the time, so they couldn't trace us back.
There we go. All right. So, and one thing, I didn't say anything at the time, but for whatever reason, Nick, your shuffling during the last one shot kept getting louder and louder and louder, and by the end, it was like almost hurting my ears. It was so loud. I don't know what you did to change things. Because usually
I
it's just
don't
a
know
small
either.
little purring in the background. It's not a big a deal. But for whatever
Yeah.
reason,
Turns out
so
he's
whatever
been
you
trying
did,
to
don't
test
do
your
that
patience.
again.
I
Please.
apologize. I'm not sure what I
Shuffle it
did.
on the
It helps
mic.
me.
Yes, it sounded like you were
Possibly.
doing that almost at the end. I was like, "What's going on? What's he
Sorry.
doing?" Anyway,
It helps me to concentrate when I give my hands something to do, and I just have a deck of
exactly.
cards that are
Oh,
just right next to me.
yeah. I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying stop it. I'm just saying be aware that whatever you did last time, it got really loud. All right.
I'm sorry. I did not know.
So yes, you guys had uh, returned to Nashkel. Why did I miss? And I misspelled it, and Mantha didn't even call me out on it. So good on you, Mantha, for not
Nashkel?
calling me out on my
I have
mistake.
to let you be embarrassed by your
So
own damn mistakes.
where as soon as it pulls up. Anyway, so here's the Nashkel overhead. I will let you know I am working with and I'm paying people, or at least one person so far. It may end up being more to build Nashkel. I have it, the hard copy version, but I'm putting it into Fantasy Grounds. So as you guys wander around Nashkel, this is a place in theory we're going to be a while. Obviously, you still have player agency and everything else, but the point is, pretty soon, every location, every place you go to will be in Fantasy Grounds. It's already in the book, but now it'll also be in Fantasy Grounds. So feel free to put down roots, own shops, own buildings, own houses, like you already are. because we're going to be here for a minute. All right,
Fair enough.
Nashkel.
We have been here for a while already, so.
Nashkel. All right.
Hmm.
So, and then anything else that stands out that you guys really wanted to call out, um, as far as what you've done since you came back to Nashkel, or things that are going on? Let's. I want to do a little check-in with the characters. It's been a minute since we've done this. So let's start. At this time, I'm going to start with Mantha, who plays, with Genesis. So, where is Genesis' head right now as far as moving into? You just got this new house. Here, been trying to click the image for 20 minutes now. You just got moved into your new house. You've been looking at it. Hopefully, you've been. There we go. Uh, hopefully, you've been thinking about what you're going to do with those 4 areas that are blank. Um, and let me share the map with anybody who doesn't have it. Um,
With
but
anybody who didn't read the message of the day.
you stopped the war. Um, some of the other things that are going on. So where is your head right now? What is top on in your thinking, Genesis? What's going on with you? And let me go back on my track.
See, honestly, Jenna has been asking those questions to herself. I think she's just kind of been going with the flow for so long that she's like, okay, what comes next? You know? So honestly, she's trying to find a purpose at the moment, and yeah, she is trying to figure out what to do with herself, because as of right now, she's done her clerical duties. She's helped with the war, uh, and all those things. So,
Fair.
Sven's over here
That's fair.
asking questions, and Mantha's like, I'm also asking her those questions.
All right. That's fair. So where here it is. I covered it up in my combat tracker. All right, Gimbal, where are you at? You have your candle shop. It's been running fairly well with your assistant.
Hmm. And I assume we got Bronze Home all cleaned up from all the tar and feathering.
That was on only the people. There was nothing on any surface unless it got
Okay,
wiped off or scraped off or whatever. But yes.
cool. Yeah, I don't have anything else that I need to do here. I'm just waiting for us to make a decision on where to go from here.
All right. And Tusk, what's going on with you?
Um, well, for one, he's honestly weirdly excited about the fact that they own a house.
I mean, it's pretty
Weirdly, in the
exciting.
sense of he's actually surprised how kind of excited it made him to realize they kind of have this place. um, but he's also kind of already kind of thinking of the few next steps. One is I want to go kill that hag. I got away. Even though we're pretty sure we kind of foiled whatever plans they were doing.
She's the one that got away.
He still wants to kill her. Put an end to that threat. And he's trying to think of more ways to start figuring out what the hell that Rosserit was doing. And, Tusk being, person he is, it's okay, I have no idea what scheming you are doing. That just is way over my head. But you're doing something. I don't know what for. But I think it's bad, and especially after you carve that R into
Brandon
me.
does.
But which has since been dealt with. But he's thinking of ways to somehow pursue that, but is out of his depth. So mainly it's considering like, okay, what can I actually ask the other people to help me with, or even just help me with figuring out how to pursue this. Is kind of his mind.
Okay.
But that's also distracted by the fact of we own a house.
Very
So
nice.
he's kind of, in that weird, distracted and trying to think towards the next phase.
All right. And so, Kithri, found out your brother's alive. You have a house. You have a room in the Thieves Guild. So, where's your head at these days?
Honestly, she doesn't really want for anything. Before it was more of a run and hide, and then it was well, I have to earn money, and then it was, well, now she's making money and she's in a comfortable situation. She did find out her brother's alive, so she might go look for. He's not with us, is he? Yeah. She might go look for him again. But like she's doesn't particularly want for much.
Okay. So, the parade of people has pretty much stopped, as far as you know, at least.
We did decide on who we were going to hire, right? As I check my notes. Yes, we were going to hire the Aldous the Tabaxi and Joba the human. For our kind of house people.
Okay. And you had said that you were, they each told you where they were going to be, so you guys can send them the missives later. So it has still been a long day. You guys, let's see. Looks like I pushed you a long rest. I'm going to do it again. Long rest, just in case something got missed. Clerical people can you
Look over
can
spells.
check your spells. Tusk, I had a note on there for you.
Yes, I still have that there. Ask Sven about Ring of Spell Turning. I'm assuming that's in relation to the type of item that I was thinking of looking for Tusk, or that Tusk was going to look for. Yeah, just erase that note now.
All right, so what you can do is you can, first of all, are you familiar with what a Ring of Spell Turning does?
Vaguely. I actually do not remember the specifics off the top of my head right now, but I could very easily pull it up.
There you go. So I shared it with you.
Sweet.
So this is something that you were asking about or talking about, as far as something that could help Tusk. So you could do something, either get one of these, you could even possibly try to get an enchantment on something you already have. Those type of things. They are legendary, but it's something that exists.
That is okay. As I'm reviewing stuff, this item in particular is a bit out of my price range. Right?
Like I'm saying,
Actually, is it?
You can
Yeah.
Make arrangements. You can ask around. You can see if you can enchant something you have that does something similar. Um, maybe that you can trigger, or that triggers and only is used once or twice a day, as opposed to all the time. Like I said, so at least gives you something to start with.
Okay.
That fits what you were looking for.
I'm just gonna
All right.
pin this for now so I can reference it
That's
later.
Tusk. Okay. All right. Give me, Kithri. Give me. What is your what is your passive perception?
My passive is no. My passive is 15.
All right. So I'm going to. Sadly, I can't whisper to two people. I'm going to pull you guys aside for a moment. Click. Here's Discord. All right. I'll be right back, guys. All right. So Genesis and Kithri, as you guys are laying down, getting ready to sleep, um, what will be the last thing you do as before you, or before you go to sleep? Whether it's you know what you do in bed or when you get into bed, what will be the last thing that Kithri does?
Ashley.
I'm sorry. I am spacing out here and there. Can you repeat
I feel you.
So, what is the last thing that Kithri does when she gets into bed?
that?
Or I should say, before you fall asleep, before you will yourself to go to sleep, is there something you do in bed? Do you do something just before you get, climb in?
Well, if she's going to sleep, but it's not night out, so it's still the middle of the day, right? Um, she'd probably like drop most of her stuff and like scroll it under the bed before she like, you know, falls asleep. But yeah, she's got like a dagger under her pillow and
Okay.
yeah.
Genesis, what was the last thing you do?
As I'm scrolling through my inventory, I mean, I think right now, she is trying to read like some of one of the books that she has.
That is what I thought as well. So as you guys are getting there, Kithri, you would notice at first. You see there is a sort of a filigree along the wall, and you notice that there's an outline on the wall between your and Genesis room. The small outline looks to be about 2 foot by 2 foot square.
Well, I'd probably try to investigate what it is.
All right, so give me an investigation.
Because if it's just a simple door from like one room to another, it's kind of weird, but why? Fine, I'm not good at finding things.
Very good. So you determine that you can actually push on it, and it will indent, and it slides to the side, and you see you're facing about 3 inches of a gap, and then there's another one. You're looking at the back of one.
So is it literally just a passage from one room to the next?
No, it's a 2 foot by two
I
foot
don't know. Is it?
square hole. It's about, if you were laying on your bed, you can turn your head and look right into it.
Oh, okay, so it's
You
on
found
the
a
floor.
hole in the wall.
No, I'm confused now.
It's on the wall. So you're laying on your bed, head on your pillow. You turn to the left or the east. Yes, the east, and you're staring at the hole that you made, the sliding window thing. And there's
Okay.
one. You're now looking at the back of one.
Okay, so I will knock on it.
Okay, Genesis, you're reading and you hear a knock on your wall.
I think at first her eyes just go to the door and then she's like, no, that's not right. And so now she's gonna turn towards the wall where she heard it and
All right, so you're easily able to pick out. There's an outline of a. It's very faint and very small, but there is an outline of a 2 foot by 2 foot square.
okay. I think she's gonna knock on it because she heard a knock first.
Okay, so Kitty, you hear a knock.
Okay, so does Kitty know how to slide? Genesis is open.
You can't from your side. It has to be done from her side.
So she'll call, she's not yelling, but she's speaking loud enough for Genesis to hear. She says, "Try sliding the wall open."
All right, so with enough time, a minute or so, you're able to figure out, Genesis, that if you apply pressure on both sides at once, you push, it pushes in, and it slides over. And again, it's set up to where you can, as you're laying down, you can turn your head and talk to each other.
Yeah.
And share a cup of cocoa or whatever you wanted to do. Kithri might be able to squeeze through, but it would be a
That's
lot of
kinda
work and
small.
not when you can just walk 15 feet around.
It would be a
But
lot of work for not much of a reward.
but it's
I mean,
mainly
hey,
so that you guys can talk to each other when you want to. So I just want to let you know that was there. I'm putting you
nice.
back in the hole. Confirm. All right, we are back. All right, so Tusk is working out. So the night passes uneventfully. Anything special you guys wanted to do the next morning? Before, I'll say, 10 o'clock or so.
Everyone, Tusk kind of works out in their room, the little training room they have as part of his, morning routine.
Okay.
Then goes and, does a little arranging of his bar, making sure things are where he wants it. Waiting, while, waits for everyone else to kind of coalesce in the morning.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything besides Tusk?
I'm all set. Just reading.
And are you staying in your room or are you going to the library and chilling in the living room? Where would you be reading?
It depends on where Kithri is.
In her
Living
room.
living room's fine if I'll be on the opposite side of the room if Kithri's there,
In that case,
guarding my fingers carefully.
Okay.
I wonder whose fault that was. I wonder.
Right?
who knows?
I think
It's
it
lost
was.
to the mists of time.
That's right. I know it was Chat. I just don't remember which one of the two or three it was. Because there are only three people who do that.
Who keep on doing the yeah.
Magic search.
No, I did I did
That's a
the
good point. I
other
don't
one that
remember who it
affected
was that
Gimbal.
time
Uh
because I had two or three Rapid Fire, but that was the only really bad one.
Well, I mean, you did kind of see your reflection kill itself, so
Yes, I thought it was the mirror, though. I wasn't really
no, it was
connecting
you.
anything sinister to it. I thought it was just a bad enchanted mirror.
No, it was you. You were, in fact, the problem.
Okay.
All right. Genesis, are you gonna do anything?
Bunch of bullies
Yeah.
on your stream.
Yeah. No. I am one of those bullies, and I fully condone the behavior. I think we've got like a new crib or whatever. I think Jen is going to like get breakfast or something. Or it's not breakfast, is it? Because we like took a nap in the middle of the day.
Well, no,
I
10
It
in the
was not the
morning.
middle of the day. It was like 4 o'clock, so it was only a couple hours earlier. And with everything that's been
okay.
going on, you probably would have just slept through. And unless somebody has a, you know, certain, some people can't sleep more than 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever the case might
Mhm.
be. But typically in this case, I'm just presuming you got up at normal time, 6 in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think she might. She doesn't feel like cooking, but like it's like a celebrating the new house thing. I think she's going to like go and
There
get
are
like
two
takeout
restaurants
or
right close
something.
from you. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
restaurant
go and
right.
get
We're next.
takeout.
Then wasn't there like a coffee shop next door too?
Yep. So if you zoom out a little bit on the right, you can see the SECDD, section CD, double D. You guys are 258. So Harley's Cafe is right next to you, shares a wall with you.
Awesome.
And then there's also the Shirley's Restaurant on 256. You guys should be able to see all those pins, correct? Let me see. Check.
Yep. And can
Sure.
check that, and we can see what they are.
Yes. Yep. And there's messenger service
Oh.
right across the street, right across the causeway there. You can send messages to the people that you hired.
Hmm. I
Uh,
imagine. What?
I might take my book next door to the coffee shop and get some good coffee and read there.
There's the Dirty Glass Tavern. What is? Oh, that one. Yeah. Why is that one not shared? All right. Let me see this one. Okay, this one just wasn't shared. So let me share it. Story entry. There's only one place that you don't that isn't a business or blatant as to what it is. 52. Right. Share.
and
Okay,
that's
that's shared now.
252. Oh,
Yeah, there's no other way. No, I tried to do these before we started, so they wouldn't be popping all up. But there we go. There we go. I've got all of them. Oh, 260. What happened to 260? Oh, it's all okay. I'm just looking at the map wrong. Okay, cool. So, Gimbal, you're leaving. But what time are you leaving?
Whenever I get up, 10, 11.
Okay. And Genesis, you said you were going to buy food?
yeah, I think she's gonna go buy food for the household.
Okay.
So that
So,
yeah.
Shirley's restaurant is not open for breakfast, but the cafe is. And you can also wander farther if you want. But if you said you were feeling lazy, so if you just go next door.
Yeah. She's probably gonna go next door.
Yep.
And I figure at this point we've been together for long enough that she probably has like an idea of what her companions might order.
Okay.
So
Tell
she's
us,
just gonna do
please.
her best guess.
Give me 3 insight checks.
Okay.
I kind of want to know what Mantha thinks that we would have.
You want those in chat or in the tower?
You can just throw them in chat this time. Normally it'd be in the tower, but this is just fun. So messing
Yeah.
around. So
We're going left to right. This is
Mhm.
Tusk. This
nice.
is
You
K3.
have him nailed. You have her nailed down.
And this is Gimbal.
Wow. Even though he's new, in the short amount of time talking to him and stuff. Plus, he was with you guys before he got captured.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean,
So yeah, you have a good
she
idea
has
of what
like data from like across the board.
I also like how it's kind of in like descending order of how like
It's
long
24,
you've known
23,
people.
22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you've also like you knew Tusk the longest technically, and then Kithri, and then Gimbal. Like, and
It just works out that way sometimes, huh?
So yeah, so you're able to figure that out. Um, Despite having, when you're traveling in D&D, you
Mhm.
have the choice of rations or rations with water or
Washins.
rations cooked, rations raw. Pretty
Bashins with
much,
beer.
whatever animals in the area.
yes. The occasion you might be able to catch something, so then you either
Berries,
have rations
yeah.
and fish or
Mm,
just fish. Anyway, the point is,
cooked
not a
owlbear.
whole lot of choices, but you guys have had conversations, you've talked, and there have been times when you've been in the inns together and stuff. So cool. All right, so you bring back breakfast for people. Are you gonna leave it in the kitchen? Are you gonna go bang on their doors? What are you doing?
Just kind of let the smell waft over.
All right.
I imagine you actually like see Tusk like at the bar, like just arranging stuff behind it as you walk in with the food.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think, I mean, did Jen walk by Gimbal as he entered the cafe as she left with his takeout or something?
No, this is earlier, much earlier. Because
Okay,
Gimble's
this
still
is
asleep if
earlier.
he didn't get up till 10 or 11. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
she's going
Okay.
to just kind of leave it in the kitchen. And so Tusk is already out, so she kind of like, hey, this is for you. And then she's going to yeah, she's gonna go knock on Kithri's door and let her know that she has food.
House. Didn't we
Housekeeping.
end up hiring an actual
Wait,
cook too?
No.
Was the girl we
Not
hired a cook?
yet.
I don't think so.
We
No,
had a
the
cook. We
girl
had
was to
different people that.
clean, and the tabaxi was to keep the house.
So we never found a cook, did we?
No.
We haven't hired
That was
anybody
the
yet.
one where everybody kept saying we don't cook. One said
Yeah.
he didn't cook or clean. One said they only clean.
Yeah.
That might be as far as we got before feathers started flying.
I don't think we really decided, or I think we didn't really think we needed a cook. I don't know. That was what I was thinking.
Cool.
I mean, we might not need a cook, but like we also might.
Maybe if as we are here longer, we can consider hiring on a cook.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we could like learn how to cook too.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I'm sure that some of us like know like basic cooking things, but like going and getting takeout every time there is a meal works if we're never in town, but like if we are planning on being here more often, we might want to look at an alternative.
Tusk only knows how to prepare meat. Nothing else.
Jen just knows how to she like cooks things, right? And then the only seasoning that really exists is honey. So
And I'm extremely good at paying for excellent food.
right?
And yeah, that's a
There
skill
you
in its
go.
own right.
Like yes,
And I
I
can
have
eat pretty much
excellent
any kind of
taste.
rations that are pre-prepared.
All right. So one thing you do notice that as the morning progressed and such, you could not hear Tusk when he was working
Oh,
out
fuck
at all. Um,
yeah.
and
Nice. It sounds.
I was a little surprised actually when he left um, the room there, not realizing that he was even in there because you could not hear it.
Wow.
We're like,
Fancy.
on one
Except
hand,
he's, like,
didn't hear
creepy about-
anything. On the other hand, Tusk is sweating, and don't know what's up with that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Want a
Sorry,
morning beer?
I did interrupt you, Kit3.
That's fine. I don't know, Kether just immediately is thinking what kind of spells she can practice in there because, like, she can study spells, but they don't always turn out quite right.
Imagine all the murders I could perform in that room.
Exactly.
There is a torture rack already there.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It comes pre-equipped. I mean, maybe that's why it's got such great soundproofing.
All right. So okay. So come about 10 o'clock. You all of you, well, we'll just say for the sake of expediency, um, you are at the locations where you are on the map right now, and you all hear a chime, like a little bell ring, as if someone took a small handbell and rang it twice. Ding ding.
Are like doorbells a thing? In like,
Did we have a doorbell?
I know last time
I think
people
that's
just
what I
knocked on
was
the door.
Yeah.
They were knocking on
Good.
the eastern door, yes.
Does it sound like this is coming from our northern door or the eastern front door?
It is impossible to tell where it's
It
come
is
from. It sounds
everywhere.
like someone is right next to you, just went ding ding.
Are there like peepholes in the doors?
There are not.
Tusk is
Just
like,
do we have a second floor? I thought
no.
I
You have a
remember.
roof.
No.
Now,
Okay.
We have
one
a
of
roof?
one of the people you guys were talking about building a room for him on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
So you can also go down. So if you guys,
Okay.
I
this
kind of
is
want a
pretty
cellar.
much up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to do,
Tusk
I'm
about to
open to
make his own
suggestions.
beer.
You guys can hire kobolds and excavate underneath, connect to the sewer systems, and have the Dungeon of the Mad Mage below you.
Hmm.
You can go up. Probably wouldn't be able to go up higher than 2 more floors, but there are 33-story buildings in this town.
Yeah.
But for now, the answer to your question is no. There's a
Build the
roof,
first skyscraper.
but there is no second floor.
Well, I would guess Tusk is over by the bar for that sound. That he would look out the windows. They're like right here.
Okay, you see a shadow by the door. You can't really tell from the angle who's standing there, but you can tell there's somebody at your door to the north.
Looks like we have visitors, and he starts walking over to the door.
Okay.
I
Gimbal, what are you doing?
literally I thought the door was on the right, those two things. I didn't realize that the door was over here. It's fine, guys.
There's the door that's right here,
Wait.
and then the other door is
Oh.
right here. This is our front
Oh.
door.
Okay,
Yeah,
never
these
mind.
are glass windows. This is a double window.
Sense, guys.
Double window and double window. Window.
See, that makes sense.
Window.
Wow.
Door. You have
If
2 doors.
only I was smart.
Well, it's not, has nothing to be smart. You just don't know what they look like. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
Go away.
How long has it been? I'm sorry.
You were woken up by this bell. Ding ding. You're well rested and you know, I don't know how. What is his constitution?
14.
Yeah, so you would say you've slept a long time, probably good 10, 12 hours.
All right. So I get up, get dressed, and I'll go through the living room and head out toward the
Okay.
door to the north there, and then
So Tusk, as you open the
get my
door,
coffee.
you see this
Kelly.
tall tabaxi standing there. And by tall, she's about 5 feet. And thinly built. And as she opens it, she sort of startles a little bit, and her um, her tail uh, goes back and forth for a moment as in surprise, and she says, "Oh, you must be Tusk. They said you were big, but wow. Uh, are the rest of the heroes of Nashkel here? Is this must be the right place if you're answering the door."
Well, yes, we were just having breakfast. Come
Oh,
on in.
well,
Who are you, by the way?
well, I apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt your breakfast. I presumed the second watch of the day would find you up and about. Um,
We've had
but
a long few days, but it's fine. Come in, come in.
uh, I am Maita, and I thank you. And so she comes in. She's very well dressed. She has silk blouse and trousers on, nice leather boots with a slight heel. She has the earrings in her ears as well as a matching bracelet. Um, she has a small short sword on her side. It looks more Tusk, especially you can tell, looks more ornamental than useful. And the hilt, you can tell, has not been used much. It's not worn in and sweat stained and stuff uh, by use. Um, but she comes in and she sees all four of you there, and she says, "Oh well, uh, thank you. I won't stay long. Um, but I work for my mistress Tarkatana, and she wishes an audience with you later today if you all have the time. She's interested in possibly hiring you."
Hiring us
Sven,
for
could you put that name in
what
chat?
exactly?
Thank you.
I should really start taking better notes again. I used to have such good notes. Sven knows he had to deal with my absurd amount of notes.
It wasn't the notes that I found interesting. It was the sheer number of them. Instead of just adding a note to her notes, she would make a new one every time.
She makes a
So,
new one.
Yeah, I have like a really
so
long
yeah. So when I
notes thing
transferred
then
from
here.
Oh
Classic to
god, I have.
Unity, I had to copy and paste. So I just copied and pasted them all into one. So now she has one long one plus whatever else she's done since then. So
You see, I used to take handwritten notes, and then at one point I just didn't have my stuff on me, so I started a note thing that I labeled temp notes, and ever since
And
then I
they
have
are now
always it's
perm
now
notes.
yes is a really long thing now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mostly just have a very, very long note.
It's not, if you have a lot of notes, then like you just read the title and you're like, oh, this
Exactly.
is the one
Yeah.
I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I
if
totally
you
get
had
it.
one really long one,
I
you
get
could
it,
be
but I
scrolling
still
for
want
hours.
it.
All right. So, yes. Somebody asked her a question, and I got lost in the shuffle. What was the question?
Hire us for what?
So go ahead and give me a. First of all, I forgot to turn on the thing so I can push these rolls to you. But go ahead and give. Maybe I'll do it during the break. Go ahead and give me insight checks, everybody, in the tower, and then
Mhm.
those of you who live here, so Kithri and Genesis, go ahead and give me. There's no such thing as culture.
History.
I guess history. I guess would be the best.
History. Yeah,
Disadvantage.
that's
What
a
am I at
history.
disadvantage? Oh, I still have exhaustion.
Oof. Yeah.
You
Um,
shouldn't. That's why. Okay, so let me remove that because I gave you a wrong rest, and that goes away.
thank you.
Just because.
All right, I saw what you dropped, so it's fine. I got you. You don't have to do it again.
Okay,
Just
sweet.
because I'm gonna use natural diplomat to add a D8 to my history check.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
Honestly, like Tusk's first thought is like, who the hell is Lady Tarkatan? Like, clearly he has no idea, but you know, he would not have any idea.
So
But it's just like, who the hell is that?
when you haven't rolled yet, you can roll the natural diplomat first, and then just put that number in the modifier next time.
yeah, that would
Let's
probably
see.
be better.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so Kithri. Is this? Do you want to be secretive, or will you share the information you know about her to the rest of the group later?
I might share it later, but not while she's in the room.
Right. But I'm saying, do you want me to tell you, or do you want me to whisper it to you?
You can go ahead and tell me.
Okay. So you have heard of Lady Tarkington. She has now you've got me doubting my own name. Where are my notes? Tarkatena.
Sorry,
And she's because she has hired people from the Thieves Guild before, but every time, a lot of times, there's confidentiality with people, when they hire and things, um, but there's clearly something very strange about this lady that nobody is willing to talk about. But she does hire, she does pay very well. You do know that. When she does hire from them, she pays very well, and she's also been around a long time. Um, Rumors have say that she was one of the first people to move into Nashkel, and so that's what you know about Lady Tarkatena.
Hmm.
All right, so and Genesis, you have not heard of the name before. So
Okay.
so Maita says, well, she will go over the details with you, but I do know that she's in the middle of a lot of research, and I believe she needs you to go to a location and do some research for her. That's perhaps a little dangerous for most people, but again, I don't wish to misspeak, so she will be happy to explain all the details, and even if you're not interested, she will compensate you for your time.
That sounds like something that might be up our alley. What time did your mistress Tart Miss T sorry, I am.
Takatana.
Thank you. Her. Say she wanted to meet.
She would. The choice is yours. She can either have you for this afternoon, about an hour before the fourth watch, which would be about an hour. Fourth watch is typically when people have dinner, so it'll be about an hour before dinner. Or she can have 2 hours after the fourth watch.
Sky looks at everyone's like,
Well,
Oh,
let's
like before?
do the hour before fourth
Yeah.
watch.
yeah, sooner.
As we're just kind of like looking back and forth and like barely
Mhm.
saying anything, but just like nodding, like, yeah, yeah, you on board? You on board? Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Very well. I will let her know. And she draws out a small slip of paper, and she sort of leans toward Tusk a little bit, and then toward Genesis, and then she just sort of, you can tell who did this. Where did the insights go? There it is. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm missing an insight. 1, 2, 3. K3 Genesis. Oh, Gimbal. I need an insight from. I need an insight from you.
Okay.
In the tower,
Ooh,
and that would be
trouble.
yeah. So Genesis, you tell she's not sure who to give it to. Here are
Uh,
the directions for.
Jen will step forward and take the slip of paper.
And so you see a little bit of relief as she wasn't sure where to put it. She hands it to you. Just thank you for your time, and I will let you go back to uh, your meal. And as she stares over at the store-bought food sitting on the counter,
Yeah.
and
Hey, you know what? It's okay to get a
gives a little
takeout
nod
every
and
once
walks
in a
out.
while.
Have
So
a good day.
as far as insight, actually, before she leaves, I'll let you guys, if anybody wants to ask questions or say anything. None of you really are getting any kind of blatant deception from her. She seems to be honest. You can tell, Gimbal, you can tell from her attire. Kithri, you can tell from the jewelry she's wearing that either she or the lady she works for is wealthy, or at least the stuff she has on is worth a pretty penny. Um,
Mhm.
and let's see, just checking your. Yeah, so Kithri it's you're a little leery, you're not sure, but then again, it could just be the fact that you don't trust anybody. So
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Valid.
valid. Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Tuss doesn't really have any questions for her. I don't
okay.
know about anyone
So
else.
does anybody else have questions as she's turning to walk out?
Um, no, I don't have any questions. I'm like sitting here trying to think of one and I can't.
All right, so she leaves, and the door closed behind her. You guys smell the food. It smells good, and you guys grab the food that she brought. It's decent. It's nothing phenomenal, but it's not terrible. It's a good, solid, decent food.
Tuss just kind of does ask the everyone else is like,
And
so I
it's
don't know who this person is,
almost
Lady
exactly
T.
what you wanted to eat, what you would have picked
Nice.
yourself.
Nice.
Mhm. Tusk
Considering
invoices
the
you.
super high insight rolls, yeah. um, yeah, I admit I've never heard. I don't think I've heard the name before.
Okay.
All right, so Kithri will share what she said. what I told her.
Wow.
Huh. Honestly, that does sound up our alley. At least to me, that seems like it would be up our alley. Actually, that gives me an idea. I wonder if she knows anything that has to do with the roster. If she's so mysterious and powerful and been here for forever, I wonder if she knows anything about him.
I mean, it could
Well,
be possible.
I mean, it's likely, but whether or not she'd be willing to share any information she had, that's a whole different question.
Enough. Well, it is something I would like to know. I would appreciate the help, Genesis, if you could possibly help with that. You or Gimbal, if you are able to, hopefully. I don't know the fancy way to say it. Get her to spill the beans.
Persuade her to share more information.
Now you want me to compel somebody.
I mean, last
No.
time you compelled somebody, you got angry at them for doing what you compelled them to do. I wonder why.
See, the thing is that if you compel them, they'll know.
That's true.
So you have to be subtle about it and not cast that.
Regardless, so moving on, there's a couple of things that I would like to talk to you guys about. Ideas that we're having before this popped up, which honestly could be an interesting direction to take, depending on what it is. But I do want to go and find that hag that escaped us,
I do too.
in the Burning Keep. I think it would benefit us to put an end to her.
She's the one that got away, guys.
And I hate it. Anyways, and I also want to try and pursue Rosserant. I want to figure out what the heck he wanted. I'm sure he has that evil book we found a while back now.
Right.
Granted, I have nothing to prove that, but I'm sure it's him. He's the one who wanted it in the first place. That and I think it was like something else. I don't know. He was the one who was connected to that necromancer who we also never found. Who is also connected to Tobald, who we know took the book.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I'm sure he has it in one way or another, or that necromancer has it for him. But I don't know. I do not know how to pursue that any further. I was hoping that you guys might have some ideas, but this is something that as much as this pains me, I don't think going through his front door and just putting an axe in his skull will solve anything. Or, well, if a rally would solve anything, it made me feel better, but I don't think that's the way to go about this. Especially since he's on the council for the city, and I don't know, he confuses me all hell, and but I don't know if you guys have any ways to possibly figure anything about that, get information. I know I honestly was considering asking just Kithri if she could figure out, if she might be up to just breaking into his house, if we could figure out where his house is, and going that route. But I am open to ideas, but this is something that I would like to put more effort in pursuing, whether it is Rosserit himself, or Tobald, or that necromancer whose name I know we know, but I am blanking off the top of my head. I think it started with an E. That sounds right,
with
yeah.
an A, but
I'm pulling that off
sounds,
the top of my head,
that
so
actually
it
sounds
might
right.
be wrong.
I will check the proper nouns note in a bit. But for now,
I'm scrolling
we're
through
gonna
my
leave it with
super
that.
fucking long note.
I'm just scrolling through proper nouns. That's our DM Kylie. Yeah, it is Aveus, half elf necromancer sent by Rosserit to get pearl and book from Lab and Lightning Clan land. Yeah. His entry is right above Ferna, a devil with a flyer to kill demons.
Oh, I remember.
I
that.
forgot that was a
that.
thing.
Yeah.
Realizing,
I ever
which
did
actually
that.
reminds me, I still have that contract in my bag.
You do. You
'Cause I
can be
renewed
called
mine.
at any time.
Yep. Honestly, that's always been kind of fun. Whenever that just randomly happens.
Right.
But yeah, other than that,
Just like the middle of the boss fight, Tusk gets pulled away to go hunt some demons.
Blah.
Sven's like,
honestly,
oh
Fighting
no,
Sven too
party's
easily.
doing too well in this fight. Let me just
Yeet
okay,
Tusk.
have fun
Take the
without your
tank away.
tank.
Yep. I feel like out of everyone, it would be Tusk who gets yanked also. Sorry. But yeah, that's what I wanted to start pursuing. I know we have a few other things we could go. We could go check in on Jasper Moon again. They said they wanted to look more into that drow problem, and I don't know. They said they were going to look more into it, and that might get them in trouble. But I don't think that was much of an issue. We kind of solved that problem at the time, and I don't think they'll be back in a while. Well, I don't get how drow work actually, but I don't know. We killed the people that came.
Yes, the situation was odd because those if I think I'm remembering this right, because those caves weren't there before. And I
Really?
think I remember that was the weird thing about the situation.
Or it was caves that people didn't know about or something. I don't remember.
It was something about that, but like there were caves where we didn't think there should have been caves.
Yeah. As a side thing, actually, that just randomly reminds me of that whole journey because remember we got attacked by those cultists and those, like after and around that same time period. It seems like they stopped sending assassins after us. That person we let go and live. I don't remember who it was, but there was someone who I think we let live that started sending people after us at random, like those devils and like a warlock at some point that we just all killed when they came.
Honestly, in game time, it's probably been like a week, but in real life time, I think it's been like a year. Like honestly,
yeah.
it's
been a while.
So long.
It's been a while. But yeah,
Oh boy.
But yeah, that's just stuff I'm remembering. But this is what I would like to pursue if we have any available. I just don't know how to. So if you guys have any ideas on or ways to go look into that, I am down. I'm also down to figure out where the hell this person is. Other than that, I want to go shopping. There's a few things I want to find / actually buy for the house. Mainly, I want to buy. I don't know if they sell these things, but something like a wand of mending or something like that. For like, in case something breaks in the house, we can just fix it. Like if I break a plate, or if something breaks and our maid comes in, or, And then another thing would be sending stones.
Oh yeah.
Which we can leave one here and then bring the other with us. So if anyone needs to get in contact with us, they can send us a message.
Damn, I want to know how long it took Nick IRL to think of those good ideas.
The wand I actually thought of a while ago. The sending stones I only figured out right before the session started.
He's like, wait a second, this is like a doorbell. but long distance.
Well, it's more like we have a place, to be from, and where people know to come and try and contact us. But we aren't always going to be here. In fact, we'll probably be out of contact range for a while. How to know if people need to know where we are or want to meet with us? Sending stones. Be perfect.
Hey.
I also want to buy some stuff for myself, but that's what I was thinking for the house.
Like a tusk all domesticated and thinking of magical
Right?
options.
Jen was such a good influence on him.
Pretty soon he'll be wearing a monocle and a top hat.
Oh my god.
He'll
And
have a
then he
degree.
will surpass
With the-
even Genesis. She'll be like, I don't know.
with earplugs and stuff in his ears.
Honestly, I'm half thinking just starting like a little brewing business.
I
Like
mean,
making a
you did
basement
talk
and like
about
doing
getting a
getting some
cellar.
microbrewing. Yeah. Yeah, like I kind of want a
Microbrewing.
cellar and just get into micro. Yeah. He's already likes alcohol and metalworking, so. Yeah.
Okay, you
True,
already
true.
said you were interested in a smithy.
Yes, that is actually what he's more interested in. That's just idea of
Tusk
throwing
is out here gaining hobbies. He's like, damn, I have the
Entrepreneur.
freedom to do whatever the fuck I
Yes.
want. Let me just do everything.
But no, in all honesty, he is more into metalworking and smithing, so he is probably going to pursue that over brewing. But hobbies.
I mean, to be fair, brewing does have like a lot of sitting time. You have a lot of free time when doing that.
Yeah. Other than that, wherever direction we decide to go at, I'm probably going to stop by the Adventuring Guild and see if there's other quests that are in that general area to possibly double up on stuff. But that's just me.
Wait a second. I'm
What?
sure it's not that easy. It can't be that easy. So I'm looking through my spells and I'm like, wait, I have locate object. Would that help with like finding the book? Like
Well, what's
I'm
the
pretty.
spell say?
Has to be within 1,000 feet, if my memory serves.
It is
Yeah.
1,000 feet.
I mean, you could still use it and see if it's nearby.
Yeah,
I
we could
mean,
walk
go
like right
stand
outside
in
his
front
house.
of his house.
Honestly,
but
that's a valid point.
also, I think anybody who's like smart will be like, oh yeah, I don't want this thing to be found. Let me
Ward it.
wrap it in lead foil or
Put it in a bag of holding so it can't be found.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. It's still a really cool idea.
It's like that. Sorry. Off topic. It's like that. I swear it was like a comic strip of like Superman and his parents, and his parents are talking about how they had to wrap his
His Christmas
Christmas
presents in
presents in
lead.
lead foil
Yep.
so that he couldn't
You
look
mean
through them.
Santa wrapped it in
Yes,
lead foil?
Santa wrapped them
Oh
in
my
lead foil.
Superman's defense, Santa does exist in the DC universe.
Santa does exist in the DC universe, and also I just think that's just I don't know.
All right, so
Anyways,
you guys have
I'm gonna go
Anyway.
shopping.
several hours
Mhm.
before you have to meet with this lady.
Mhm.
It's going to take you from your house. It's about a 10-ish minute walk across town to where she lives, or the address that you were given, at least.
Yep. All right. Yeah, Tusk is going to go shopping. Anyone want to join him?
Yeah, Kipton
Sure.
is interested, yeah.
Shopping. No, I'm going to that cafe and get myself a really expensive cup of coffee
Okay.
and read my book.
Fair enough.
You can come get me
He's
back.
literally looking at the menu, and he's not even looking at the names of the coffees or what's in them. He's just looking at the price and finding the most expensive one.
Yes,
He's
exactly.
like bougie like that. He's like
It
has
must
to
be
show
better.
off his wealth.
I guess let us know if you need anything.
Yeah. Come back and get me when you're done.
Yep, will do. Hopefully, it won't be too long. So yeah, if anyone wants to join Tusk on his shopping spree, he's gonna go
So
and.
what are you looking for?
So, send a pair of sending stones. I believe that's what they are. Something that allows you to cast a sending spell between the two, like once a day or something like that. I believe they're called sending stones.
Okay, give me a percentile.
Okay. Oop.
To see whether or not they have them.
Oof.
Oof.
I would have to double check, but I didn't believe they were that rare of an item.
Okay. What else are you looking for?
I am looking for a wand that casts a mending cantrip or something like that. That's just cast a mending cantrip. Other than that, I'm also looking for either an enchantment that I could put on an existing item or a magic item that does something along the lines of helps with ending a charm effect on a person or helps with granting possibly help with resisting, whether it's just a bonus or like advantage on charm, like once a day or
Yeah,
if not maybe a
that's
little
what I
bit.
sent you about the
Spell turning. Yeah,
ring of spells turning. So that's a good place to start, and then it's a matter of how you want to incorporate that in what you have. Do you want to put it onto your axe? Do you just want to get something that doesn't happens once a day? That type of thing. So that's what you're looking for now is just anything that would fit that bill.
Yes.
Okay.
I have
And
kind of an
K3,
ideal in mind, but I just wonder if that's the general.
K3, I was typing other something else when
Yeah, I
it
figured.
popped, and so I had just hit the last letter, hit enter, so that was not that's not supposed to be some sort of emoji or anything, or it's just um I was sent to you, and you had you made the save, then you would have known what happened, but no, you don't know what happened.
I do have one last thing that I'm also looking for. This is specifically an enchantment for my axe that'll allow me to like throw it and then have it magically return to me either as like the end of the turn or as a bonus action or as an action have it just magically return to me from afar. I thought that'd be kind of cool to try and enchant onto my axe.
Okay, so you have
If that is even possible. Because I do.
imbued your axe with enchantments before.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it is possible to add returning. And what were you looking to put it on?
The returning is specifically just on my axe. I want to be able to
Your battle
like
axe?
yeah, just by like my big
The problem is
big
it's not
great
made
axe.
to be thrown.
Yeah,
So
that is true.
if you wanted to throw it, you can, but it would be like doing an improvised weapon, which means you would lose your proficiency with it, and you would also lose some of the damage. Let me take a look at you.
He
Okay.
makes a mini replica of his axe as like the size of like a throwing axe, and that's the axe that he throws.
Granted, I thought it would just be cool if I could throw my great axe and do however that would work. If that doesn't work, I also have a hand axe I could enchant.
8. Um, and it normally does. Let me take a look. Bronze touch 1d12. Why is it doing so much extra damage?
So if for the Great Weapon Master Bronze Tusk, that's the +10 because of Great Weapon Master, but I have to take a -2 hit.
Oh, great weapon match. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's bronze.
Normally,
D12
yeah.
+5. Why is it only +5?
+5.
Oh, I'm
That
looking at
should.
just save because I'm a dork. All right, so I'm like your strength is +8. What are you talking about? It's not. Okay.
You know. Yeah. Normally, without any of the bonuses that I get from
Magic
Rage or Great
1d6.
Weapon Master, it's a D12 +5 plus a D6 of Thunder.
All right, so if you wanted to throw Bronze Tusk, it would be without your proficiency, but it would still be at +4. Um,
Okay.
Actually, no, it's magic, so it would be +5. So basically -4 from what you've got now, and the damage would go from a D12 to a D8 +5 plus the D6 for thunder, because the thunder is magic. The +4 to your strength, I will give you your strength mod +1 because it's magic, so it'll be D8 +5 plus D6 thunder magic. But I would say, let's see, with your strength being 18, I would say it would be an increment of 30. So 30, 90, like a javelin.
That is totally fine with me. Thank you for trying to make my crazy idea work.
You can also modify it a little bit if you wanted to, and possibly alleviate some of that, since you made it in the first place. So you could go to a smithy, try to thin it out, lengthen it, make it more aerodynamic, that type of thing, if you wanted to. You may end up, depending on how you roll, you could end up losing a little bit of damage with what you do,
Mhm.
or doing nothing, or you could make it better. So something to think about. You also have your longbow, which you've never used.
Yeah, and I don't
Javelins,
think I've
which you
ever.
rarely ever use.
Yeah, no, I know. And
Just
it's mainly
saying.
because I have that, I realize I'm probably never going to use this.
And your bronze feather, which
I
you've never used.
Yes, though I don't want to use it because it's cool and I would
Because
probably
it's
lose it.
cool.
But now you have a
I
place to
mean,
display it.
That's
really,
true.
we
I
just
do have a
get like
place to display
weapon
it.
racks and
Honestly, I might actually do that and just leave it in display.
Yep, you can put them in
Um,
the living rooms, you can put them in the training rooms, you can put them in the hallway, whatever you want.
yeah. But yeah, I kind of want to do that because I feel like what might actually do that if I needed a last ditch ever to like hit someone from a distance. I feel like Tusk being Tusk would more likely want to throw it like something, probably a javelin, than use his bow. I'm also considering selling the bow because I've never used it.
Okay.
But if I managed to find something that can make that work, I would love to try and pursue that.
So you can. The returning is no problem. You know where to go. You know who to talk to about that. It's just a matter of how much it's going to cost you.
Okay.
Who said they were going with Tusk, or is anybody going with Tusk?
Jen and Kithri, I think.
Okay, so you were joining me. Okay.
Okay.
I know Gimbal said he was getting coffee.
So both Kithri and Genesis give me percentiles. And Kithri, was there anything you were looking for?
I think I had something in mind, but I can't remember what it was.
Nice.
I wouldn't have found it anyway.
Genesis, anything you're looking for?
God, with that roll, I really wish that there was. Honestly, I think Jen is. I don't know, because Mantha likes all these like little things that, like, magic items that have their uses in very specific situations, so they're not all that useful all the time. You know, just like neat things.
Right.
So I think Jen's just like looking out for like trinkets, but she's not really like looking for anything in particular. And honestly, her purpose with going out on this excursion is like finding stuff to like furnish like a workshop where she can like work on some like more complicated projects and make some finer instruments than what she can do on the road. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I've got.
Mhm.
All right, so I don't know if this is going to share. Did that share with you, Genesis?
Yes.
Okay, so there are 3 different flavors.
Okay.
You're able to find all 3, so you will be able to purchase one if you wanted. The way it works is, I don't know if you're familiar with them or not, but basically it takes an action. You grab randomly into the bag and throw out this fuzzball, which puffs into something, um,
Oh.
and throw it up to 20 feet away from you. It's friendly
Ooh.
to you, acts on your turn. You can use your bonus action to command how it moves and what action it takes on its turn, or give it a general order. And then you can normally do between 1 and 3 a day.
Huh. Oh, actually, sorry, I'm like, wait a second, this seems familiar, and I'm pretty sure that one of the characters on Bombarded has
Yes.
something along these lines.
Yep. They have a
Um,
gray. No, they
they
have
have
a
Ray.
rust.
I'm like,
Anyway, so think about that. Gimbal, we had gone back and forth with a couple different ideas of rods and things that you wanted. Did you ever? I honestly just don't remember what we came to what conclusion we came to. Did you ever get what you wanted, or nail down which particular thing you wanted?
Yeah, we got the ring. I'm good.
Okay. All right. I know you were looking for a magic item. I just want to make sure you.
It was the ring is spell storing, so I've got that set up. And I
Okay, good.
thought, I think I set up. Let me see if I
So
can go
before
back
you
to my
go to
other section
sleep
here.
the night
I
before,
did. So yeah, we actually coded everything and got everything ready. The only thing I did not do was describe what spells I wanted in it at the moment. So we're
okay,
good.
so before you went to sleep the night before, we can say you put it in there. So if you want to put, like I said, I don't know the details off the top of my head, how many spells it has and stuff, but you can fill it.
It's five spots, so I can use 5 levels worth of a spell. So
Okay.
1 level 5, 2 level
Yep.
2s, and a level 1, etc.
Yep.
I
So you
I
can
hadn't
say
actually
that's
decided.
filled if you want to do it the night before you can. Um, it's up to you.
Cool.
But you need to decide now because going forward, if it's not there, it's not there. You can always
Yeah, let me go
last
back and
minute
find
throw
out.
something in there, but for now, decide what you want to do for the night before. Okay. Tusk, getting back to your first thing, your sending stones. Um, you are able to find a pair. They are 500 gold. Um, do you want to just pay that price and move on, or do you want to risk it and have one of the 3 of you do a charisma check?
Uh,
I think both Kithri and Jen have pretty good charisma, but it is ultimately up to you.
if he was shopping alone, he would just pay it. But since he is with Kithri and Jen, he figures they like to haggle. So, or at least that's his impression of them, whether that's true or not.
Okay.
So he will
yeah.
let them haggle for it, and then he'll pay whatever they the price they haggled to.
Okay. So who is doing the haggling? And it will be at advantage because there's the 3 of you. And what? So pick one of the charisma. There's 3 of them to pick from: deception, intimidation, or Persuaded?
I will say that Jen has double proficiency in persuasion, so she's got a plus 12. So
Yeah, go for it.
so
All right, so go for it. With advantage in the straighten roll. Straighten chat.
Right, well,
We have double proficiency.
Wow. You still got a 20. Wow.
God, that was so bad.
It's fine. Kipling has a plus 11 in deception.
All right, so
I'm
it'll cost
sorry.
you
Quite as good as
475
yours.
for both stones.
What was the original price?
500.
500. So
Okay.
still good. Yeah.
This
I'm
is so
going
good,
so
but like
475. I'm gonna deduct that from my gold.
And I will throw them into your inventory. Inventory.
I'm just gonna real quick pull out a calculator.
Images, items. I just had them. Sending.
Okay, that is. Go.
Stones. Boink. All right, so there you go. If you would put, once you determine who has the other one, then just find it in your inventory, your 12-page long inventory,
Mm.
and then put in parentheses who has the other one.
Will do. Though for me,
Probably the butler dude.
mine is not identified. It's just showing up
Oh,
a
sorry.
pair of stones.
I just closed you. Okay, click. Where is
Sorry.
it?
It's for me. It's at the top. For you, if it's identified, it might be somewhere else.
A pair of stones. There we go. Boink. There you go.
Sweet. Thank you.
All
All
right.
right, I
Now,
will
as
do
far as
that.
the returning goes, returning. Give me a percentile.
Alrighty. Doo-doo-doo. Better.
All right, so that'll cost you 300. And again, you can just pay for it, or you can have somebody roll to see if they can finagle it.
Um, I'll say for this one, because that's specifically for Tusk's own thing. And I was actually looking through earlier and realizing I have a small ruby worth 300 gold in my inventory. So I would try to finagle and trade the ruby for the returning.
All right, so give me one of those 3 rolls,
Okay.
and I'll set
This.
the DC 12.
Okay.
'Cause they know you, and
mhm. Now Tusk is actually proficient in intimidation because he's an orc, half orc.
okay.
But he's not trying to be intimidating, so I'm going to roll
Well, like
persuasion.
I said, when you're purchasing something, it's more a matter of intimidating in that you're building a story. You know, if only you could, if the world's going to end unless you have this item. And so you're building a story around it, and
Okay,
you're
that.
not grabbing them. I mean, you could grab them by the lapel and
Mhm.
shake them until they give you what you want. But in this case, normally when it comes to bartering, you're intimidating more by just bringing a story and telling why it's so important, and you just got to have this, that type of thing,
I can
and
actually see
how it'll
Tusk doing
help
that.
them
Mhm.
if by giving you a better price.
I mean,
All
it
right,
will
actually.
though. We stopped a war.
Yeah. So do you want that in chat or just in the?
Nope. So do you have
Oh,
DC
you
12?
gave me the DC. Yeah.
Yep.
Did it not
Wait for
actually
it.
roll?
Dun, 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 dun. There it is.
Ah,
So close.
drat.
Okay,
One
so
off.
it was
Oof.
300. So he'll do 290.
Fair enough. Yeah, that works for me.
While you are there, he also says, all right, I have so many windows open right now. Close. I need that one. Close. Open.
Canvas 6, 2,
Click
6.
Nashkel. All right, where is... He also tells you that he is considering, that he knows of a friend who is selling a smithy.
Huh.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Click. Am I gonna find it here?
Tusk will then ask him, it's like, well, I
There
would
it
definitely
is.
be interested in talking to said person.
Yes, it is. Okay, so he gives you directions. You guys wander over there,
Mhm.
and here is the story, details behind it. Dirk Ironfist is the guy
Oh, wait,
looking
this is
to
near
sell
our
it,
place, isn't it? Isn't this
and
near our place?
here is the actual smithy itself.
Ooh, oh, nice.
I think
Nice.
this might be the one with the well behind it, isn't it?
Is it?
That is the one with the well behind it. You are correct.
Wow.
Oh, that's what. Okay, I remember. I recognize the name as something near a place that we were at. Nice.
Surprise.
So he is not willing to sell the house. Um, but this is the smithy. Um, he is willing to. He's looking at. They've been thinking about moving back to. Well, actually, no. So as you go in there, you see he's working there. You see two other dwarves. You can tell from their facial features and stuff that they are his sons who are working in there. As you're talking to him, a female comes out from the back in the storeroom and stuff, and they have close cropped beards that are done up in braids to keep the sparks and such from lighting them on fire. And he's working and such, and when you come in, he sort of gives you a once over look up and down, um, and this is the other thing I want to show you. This is where it is. Let me check my roll. Hold on a second. I gotta wait for fans to catch up. Time is at 8:45. All right, so I'm gonna send you this. Here's this first. Poof. Okay. So if you zoom in, 330 is right there. It has a little paddock area for horses and other animals that sometimes they need bridles, sometimes they need horseshoes, sometimes they need other things. It's up here to the
That
north.
is what happened to our mount.
We
We've
have them at
been
a stable somewhere in
underground
town.
for so long.
We had them like boarded at a stable.
Yes,
Didn't
Yeah,
we?
they're
but
still in
like I
town.
want to
Yeah.
see them.
Then go see them.
So this is where they are. He's not selling the house 331 yet. He's going to hold on to that for a while. He may even keep it. But he says he does a good business. Actually, hold on a second. All right. So there's that. Want to get you the map. We'll go back into this in just a minute. Take a quick break, guys. It's already 8:45. Let's take a quick
Yeah.
break. Matthew, if you want to tell everybody, we'll be back at 5 minutes before the hour,
Okay.
and I
All
will
right.
see you guys in a few minutes.
Sounds
Go
good.
refresh yourself. All right, it is time. Um,
Well,
does Tusk carry Bronze Fang with him as he's wandering around town?
um, yes, he does carry his.
Not Bronze Fang, Bronze Tusk.
Yeah,
His.
I knew what you meant. He carries his,
Okay.
axe. Plus, he's traveling with two companions that are carrying the bronze fangs, those little daggers he made.
Right.
He's got a brand. He's got like a hype squad.
All right. And by the way, that's water in the bucket. Um,
Okay.
next to the anvil.
Mhm.
So, those brown things are supposed to be stools. Maybe a little hard to tell what they are exactly, but yeah, that's what they are. So
I can
as
see
you
it.
three work, step in, um, he sort of wipes his brow, sets down the hammer, and sort of waves. You see one of the boys start standing up and start walking, and he sort of waves him away. Uh, and the boy goes back to work in the kiln, and he steps over. Hey, Dirk Iron Fist is the name. Boy, you uh take up a lot of room there, don't you? That's uh oh, what brings you? Ooh, wow! Look at you two. Welcome. Uh, as he sees Genesis and Kittery, you guys are most welcome here. What brings you in? You can see I've got a fine selection here to choose from. Perhaps you're looking for something special. Um, that's that axe you got there is mighty fine handiwork there.
Well, thank you. It's my own. I'm Tusk, by the way. Now Tusk will put his hand out to shake.
Okay, it's a firm, strong handshake. Is he?
And I don't know any off the top of my head, but there's like a traditional dwarven greeting because Tusk knows Dwarvish, and studied a little bit, or has come into contact with Dwarven enough to where he's like fascinated by it. So he would try to give some probably butchered Dwarven greeting.
Okay, it's more along the lines that they clasped forearms instead of shaking hands. They'll typically clasp forearms with each other, um,
Mhm.
more than anything particular that you would say. That's more clan by clan.
Fair enough. That's actually more along Tusk's lines, anyways. Yeah, he
Okay,
would,
so yeah,
as a,
he goes. You go to reach him, shake his hand. You go and do the forearm, and he looks a
Mhm.
little surprised, but not too shocked. Uh, returns. It's a firm grip that he has.
I heard that you were thinking of possibly selling this fine establishment, and I'm interested in possibly buying, if that is true.
All right, so the three of you can give me insight checks in the tower if you want. And he sort of leans back and says, I could use a little bit of a break anyway. Come on out where it's a little cooler." Um, and so he leads you around to the where the well is and starts hauling up the bucket as he's talking. Yeah, it's spent many a year here, but Greeby and I, Greeby is my wife. She's got her hands full with the kids. A couple of them are already out and gone, but we're making pretty good living here. We've got good clientele and everything, but we're ready for a change. She's been wanting to go back to the clan back in the mountains, and so uh, we're thinking, if the price is right and if we can find someone who's worthy of this, And Bucket gets up there, and so he takes it and big swallow, and the water pours half down his beard and over his chest as he's slurps up the water, dips it and hands it toward you as he's talking. No, and if we can find the right price and the right person, I'm not just going to sell it to anyone, but I put a lot of sweat and blood in here and getting it just right, and I want to make sure that the person who is going to take care of her, and knows what they're doing.
Yeah, Tusk kind of takes in the offered thing and takes a little sip too before handing it back, and it's like, no, I totally understand it. Totally understand. I'm willing to do a test if you would like, but I also have some. As I mentioned, I made my axe here. Quite proud of it, in fact. I even made a couple of knives. A bit more decorative, not useful, and could be better. But willing to expand my skills.
It's like in Skyrim when you've already got 40 something in smithing, and but you click on the wrong speech bubble, and she says, "Here, make these 2 daggers for me." And then you go
Grinding
back to
those
her. And
daggers.
okay, now go put an edge on them, and you have to go back, put the edge, and then go back.
And then go back
Here,
and
make
forth,
this
back and
helmet,
forth.
this hide helmet for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he takes the mine's going blank, the ladle thing back from you, and takes another drink, and then fills it again and hands it toward Genesis as he's talking to you. I no disrespect intended, especially someone of your size, but anybody can say that they did stuff. But when were you looking for? Did I give you that before my FG? What is that?
Before my fantasy
Oh,
grounds
closed.
closed.
Okay.
Did
For
I
some
give you
reason,
the insight
my
that you
window was
asked for?
closed. Yes, you did.
Okay, cool.
And so did Kithri. I never got Tusk insight though.
Oh, oops.
Everybody except Tusk, the main one talking here.
I was focused on talking.
The little pop-up window was really small, so it didn't have closed in there. Like before my FG, and I was like, what are you talking about? Anyway, so he said, anybody can say they make stuff, but I would be, I would just ask you a couple questions and like to see your handiwork in person before we finalize anything. But how soon were you looking at purchasing?
My occupation, as I guess you would put it, does have me traveling, but here and there, but hoping to be here more often. So,
So as you're talking, he
it's
sort of
trying to,
folds his arms and puts his hand up under his chin. That this might just be perfect. Because while you're in town, you could take over and then and give me and Greeby some time together, and then when you're traveling, I could come back and run the shop while you're gone. We might be able to do that for a little while. Is that something that might be of interest to you? And then you could sort of, we could talk about prices over time and see how things go. Make sure this is what you want before, like I said, I don't want to sell it to you, and then 2 weeks later you decide you don't want the life, and it just sits there abandoned.
no, I completely understand that. That actually sounds like a good deal to me. Allows me to continue doing what I'm currently doing. It gives me a chance to try this out, which I'm passionate about and would consider as a profession that I might want to settle down into, but honestly never have before. So doing something like that definitely is something I'm interested in.
All right.
Benefits both of us.
And by the way, as you're looking at the diagram, you see that there are four windows in here. They are shuttered. I mean, not shuttered, but they're levered so that they can open. They'll tilt or close to allow venting and stuff. There's also just a hole like an arrow slit next to the kiln, which allows some of the heat to get out, allows a breeze to blow in when it's blowing well, and some of the smoke as well if it gets really smoky. So a lot of steam. The water's right there, so the steam goes up and out from there. The kiln itself is very well built. Inside, there's not a lot of smoke like a lot of blacksmiths have. It's housed in metal, which is unique as well, but yet the heat wasn't insane. So it seems like out here by the well, you can actually feel more of the heat than you did inside. So somehow he's got it set up to where a lot of the heat goes toward the back. The walls are 5 feet thick, stone, all the way around. And the doors leading to the storeroom are metal, and then of course the racks, weapon racks, and everything else that's in there. So it is a very sound. It's a very well built. The floor itself is cobblestone, just like you see there, and most of the weapon racks are metal as well. He does have some wood things, and they're the hafts, HAFTS of the metal, the weapons and things are all wood as well, but most everything there is metal inside. And it's got a 20-foot ceiling, which is common for a lot of blacksmiths to allow for the heat to rise within and not overpower people. There are a couple small vents in the roof that are up and then are covered out and go out, so the rain doesn't come in, but it allows for, again, a lot of the heat to escape. So that's why the inside actually feels nice, relatively cool, unless you're closer to the kiln itself. And if I'm misremembering and the kiln is called something else, then you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking. I'm pretty sure it's called a kiln.
So the anvils, again, sound. It's not hasn't been too abused. It looks like it's solid. You wouldn't need to replace it for many years.
All right. And imagine just kind of as we're talking, like Tusk is like talking with Dirk about the various aspects, and possibly talking about trial run for like the show you my skills. I'm not just bluffing stuff, and just trying to figure out that balance. Stuff to be definitely worked on over time as we figure things out. But
okay.
So he's going to spend a lot of time here probably for the rest of the day, until we have the meeting later.
All right.
Meanwhile, Kithri and Jen are just sitting there watching them talk about stuff.
Actually, I imagine like we get to like
the daggers.
Yeah, no, we're kind of like browsing around.
So
like
he sees most
half
of his stuff
the year
is sound. It's well made stuff. It's
Right.
There's not a lot of filigree, not a lot of fanciness to it, but he has a couple throwing axes that are very well balanced, throwing knives that are like very well made. Um, a lot of mundane stuff too, like I said, horseshoes and plowshares and um, dirks that people use to eat with. Lots of different things. The more mundane things that you would find here in a busy city like this, couplings, belt buckles, um, even some of the smaller pieces are well done. Um, he even has a chainmail shirt and a chainmail vest on display and stuff. So um, he does have good quality stuff in there that you see. But like I said, it's nothing fancy, but it's solid, good stuff.
Yeah.
All right,
Plus, for Tusk,
so
it's also a bonus because it's dwarven. He
yes.
just likes dwarves.
All right, so moving on.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you guys were looking for that I didn't cover? You were looking for the charm thing. You spend most of the time here. You got caught up with this, so you haven't
Honestly,
really had time to look for anything counter charm or that type of thing.
yeah. Sounds good. Honestly, I feel like at the moment Tusk has kind of forgotten about it because smithing. But
He
no,
found a
totally
very
sounds good.
shiny thing that's taking away his attention.
All right, and
Yeah.
Genesis, what did you decide on the bags? Did you want to get any of them?
Yes. I don't have them anymore because my fantasy ground's closed.
Okay.
I can't remember which one it was. It was the one that had like badgers, I think.
I remember getting that in what past campaign I played in. One of the players got that item, and he decided to name each of the animals a specific name. So whenever he basically like threw it out and the animal summoned, he would then do like the Pikachu, the Pokemon.
Pikachu, I
Uh,
choose you.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
Granted, he had to like wait to see what he actually got, but he would still do it.
That's funny. Yeah, so the gray one is the one that I think she'd get.
All right, and the gray is the most expensive. Let me go back
Is it?
to what these are. And are you going to take it at face value, or are you going to try to finagle items?
I
Here it is.
I don't think she would be a good bard if she didn't try to finagle.
All right, so give me a roll. Pick what you want and then roll. Ooh, what is
Hey,
this?
You say that as
Interesting.
if like maybe I should
Okay.
like pause before doing it.
She does have one that looks very different. It's made of. It's also gray. But let me let's look at the description of the gray bag. See what it says. Yeah. So this one, you see, it's. Let me. It's together with these other ones, but as she's talking to you and things and telling you what they do, she doesn't mention this one at all. And it's about 2/3 the size of the other ones. It's not as big as the other ones. But the gray one that you're looking for is going to be 700. Ooh, I have a picture.
He has a picture? Wow.
Maybe, if it will let me share it. There it is. All right, so go ahead and roll for the. Pick one of the
Wait,
ones you're going to do.
what did you say about the other one that she didn't talk about?
It's in the chat. It's just a bag made of gray cloth sewn together with really fine thread and has a trap. The other ones look like the image I just sent you, fancier. Just one has slight gray tinge, the other one is rust, and the other one is tan.
Okay. Honestly, I guess she's probably just going to go with the gray bag, just because.
Okay,
Uh,
so it's 7, and do a roll.
you want that in chat or in the tower?
No, it's in chat.
In chat.
Yeah.
Oof!
Oof.
Ouch! Ouch!
Well, I mean, that's still a 15.
Yeah, because I have a plus 13.
All right, so that is neither positive or negative. That's right. That is the baseline, 15. So 700.
700. Yeah.
And let me throw that into your on click. 7 and roll down. Give me a percentile. Nice. Okay. All right, where are you, Genesis? I'm just going to drop it into the party sheet. This is easier for me. Just drop it there. I know you know how
I
to pull it
have.
out, so
Yeah.
I will.
And I've taken out the 700 with the use of my handy dandy calculator.
Okay. K3, give me a perception check, please. In the tower.
Alrighty. Yep. I just have to unbury my tower.
And
It's
I'm going to make sure it's
fine.
unidentified. There we go. It's identified. You can go ahead and pull it out. Okay.
Are you laughing at my bad rolls again?
Let me look at this. There we go. All right, so as you're walking out of the, there it is. You're walking out of the store. The door lights up, wing, 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 and the doorway lights up, and the door shuts right in front of you. K3, would you
Feeling
be
shit.
following Genesis or leading Genesis out?
Probably following.
Okay. So it slams in front of between you, and
No!
the proprietor walks over to you. Where'd my thing go? Here it is. Click.
But I didn't steal
Little one,
anything.
you seem to have forgotten to pay for something.
But I didn't. I actually didn't steal anything this.
This
And
time.
she like looks at her, and her eyebrows are raised, and she's like, "This isn't some sort of new elaborate scam, is it?"
Do you say that? Or
Yes.
you? Okay. Do perhaps I did not want to make this difficult. I'm sure it is just a misunderstanding. Just hand me back what it is you stole, and we don't have to involve the city guard.
Kithri kind of like checks her pockets and like, no, this is mine and this is
Okay.
mine. And does she find
This,
anything that's not hers in her pockets?
that is not yours and is
Oh
in your pocket.
shit. I saw you.
I wonder how Kithri managed to accidentally steal something. She pulls out a ring and she will ask, "Oh, this isn't mine. What does this do?"
Pulled a whole like Lord of the Rings. The ring fucking chose you. It jumped into your pocket, my dude.
She
That
might
is.
buy it.
The ring of self-stealing.
So it reaches. She reaches out and plucks it from your hand. That is my ring of water walking. If you wish to have it, it can be yours for 600 gold.
Why did
Otherwise, I
the
will ask
price
for you
suddenly
to
go up?
simply walk out the door, and I'm sure that you can find somewhere else that will be happy to have your patronage.
That's so rude of you, Sven. Am I allowed to haggle for it? Be like, I didn't steal this.
Sure, you can give me one of those. I wouldn't say intimidation would work, but I you can
And
try it.
it's
The DC is gonna be much higher, but you can try
I
persuasion or the deception.
should probably use deception and say, "Oh, I guess when I was talking to this other patron of yours, they must have slipped it in my pocket in the hopes that they could grab it from me again on my way out," sort of thing. And she's going to apologize profusely. "I'm so sorry this happened. It's a huge misunderstanding. Seems like a very nice magical item though. I'll buy it off you for the misunderstanding and that sort of thing."
All right, give me a roll. All right, so again, 15 is the baseline, +2 because she thinks were stealing from her, so 17. So that's still you did much higher than that. So she will give it to you for 480,
Okay. Wow.
and it is a ring of water walking.
That
You see
sounds really heckin' neat.
the little tag on it is where is it? Items, there it is. Water walking, where to go?
Wata 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 wata.
All right. So shocking. While wearing this ring, you can stand on and move across any liquid surface as if it were solid ground. The key to that is can. So it is a
So I can turn
choice.
it off.
Yes, it's a choice. Um, and that's it. And it's a cool looking ring too. Looks cool. So I will throw it. K3.
Okay, that took me a while
There you are.
because okay.
So 470 is what she charges you, and
Oh, 470?
yes. Or did I say 470 or 480?
You said 480.
480. 480 is what she charges you,
I mean,
and boom, there you
it's
go.
a hindsight discount.
Oops, I
It
didn't.
took me I did
I
remove.
didn't
I
do it
used to
right.
have
Did I do it wrong?
8,000 gold. I did take it out.
Okay. 8,000 gold is crazy. All right.
Yeah, I don't really spend on a
We're,
whole lot.
I mean,
If
yeah.
Tusk needs financial help, she's willing to help him.
I mean, I
He
got a
needs
lot of money.
investors. He's looking for investors. He's trying to start
I
a new
mean,
business.
Yeah.
Jen just
You can
spent
get in on the ground
700
floor.
Jen just spent 700 gold and she's got almost 8,000 gold left. She's like, we are walking around as
I mean,
like
we're
the
so rich.
richest hobos ever.
We're not hobos anymore. We have a house.
But we have been walking around like that.
That's true.
All right,
We're
there you
like,
go.
I could buy a house.
And it
I
does
could
not need
buy like a
attunement, so
block,
just
but
make sure you have it equipped, please.
Equip the ring? Or unequip the ring?
Equip it.
Equip.
So there's carried, equipped, and then not carried. So you want it equipped. It does not require attunement, so you're good. You can just slip it on.
Oh, that's so cool. And she says, and she'll tell the shopkeeper, again, I'm very sorry for the misunderstanding, but this is a very beautiful ring. I hope that we can continue to do business in the future. Is she gonna say yes? Probably not, but
Like, just get out of my shop.
okay, there it is. Equipped. I think that's equipped, yeah.
All right. So, anything else before you guys meet back together and head over to Lady Tartacana?
Actually, I have some items I'd like to sell.
Oh, yeah.
All right, throw them in a party sheet. Anybody can do that as well. I presume this is. I don't know of any of you that have individual items that would not be part of the party stuff. So.
Yeah, no, this is all part of the party stuff that I was just carrying, I think.
Okay.
And
then I need a. Genesis, go ahead and give me a charisma check with advantage. Make sure these are correct.
I don't know, I might get a 1 and a 7 again.
as I find them all in my inventory. That.
Okay, that's much better.
1d400 plus 100.
I'm also looking at my stuff.
235.
Guys, I wish I was gonna use this. I wish I was, but I don't. I don't use this.
Don't waste a wish, man. I'm not even living in D&D, and I tell my kids, don't waste a wish.
Yeah.
Because it would suck if all of a sudden, bink, you use that magic item, and now that wish is gone.
Yeah. So yeah, just for in case someone's not checking the party sheet, I threw in just a pair of regular chainmail, a +1 longbow, a +1 short sword, uniforms, military uniforms from an Amen general worth 300 gold. And I threw in the Iranyas longbow, because I'm honestly never going to use it. It's really cool, but it's not the character to use it. And well, I actually might as well throw in all those arrows as well, even though it doesn't matter.
Oh, were you talking about the bolster chain, Genesis?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
It's kind of cool.
I agree. I'm surprised you're not using it.
It's cool, but it's something that, like...
Oh, do you not have the attunement slot for it?
I don't have the attunement slot for it, but, like...
I can understand.
It's, like... It's cool, but it's, like, Also, Jen's just... really bad at using spells good. She's really bad at it. And, by extension, I'm really bad at it.
So, you're the talking doll? Oh, come on. That was awesome.
It is. It's cool. But it also requires attunement. If any of y'all want the creepy doll, you can.
Oh, I can fix that right now. It does not require attunement. It never should have.
Oh.
Oh. You want it back now?
It does not.
I might take it back now. I'm like...
Take it back now, y'all. Sorry.
One hop this time.
So it's basically a magic mouth, but with 5 different phrases that you have to determine what they are and what triggers them. So it can be speeches or other things. So, and let me see, where's the combat tracker? I'm gonna make sure these are working. I figured out. So, funny thing happened on the way to the forum. I was doing a stream on the combat tracker last week, going through every possible thing that you can do as a DM and as a player, what the differences are, all these different things. And I actually learned a couple of things. I never messed with it. One of which is, as a DM, and I'm telling you this because Nick, since you use Fantasy Grounds, as a player, you know that you have the ability on effects that you add to yourself to turn them on and off, right? Or to skip them for one roll. Do you know what I'm talking about? The effects?
Yeah.
As a DM, underneath that, there is the option of visible and what's the other thing? It says GM. So I had put little codes in there for a couple of you to try to remind myself of what these special things were. Without realizing, I can actually just spell it out. This person is cursed and is going to die tomorrow, and just make it not visible. Only for
I did not know that.
GM.
That's really nice.
Yes, it is.
that is really nice.
And that's just one of the things I learned. There were a couple of different things I had learned to mess around with the combat tracker. Anyway, so yeah. So
which is
some
why
of
Jen
you,
no longer has that ominous countdown for when she casts spells.
so
because
some
it's
of you
still
have
there.
special things on your.
I know Kithri does. I saw it and I was like, what is that?
Whatever are you talking about?
We know.
Well, that's,
Right,
that's
so,
actually really cool. Good to know. All right,
so
I
there you
think
go.
I have found everything to throw
Cool.
away.
Did you give
Meanwhile,
me your roll?
Jen's still like.
Was that the underneath chainmail? Is that the roll that you just did?
Yeah,
Okay, 26. Cool.
We're
So
still
that is
adding
good.
stuff
11.
to the thing, but like.
All right, so let me know when you guys are done, and I'll sell it.
I should add too, huh?
And Gimbal, don't forget if you want to add anything in there as well, because you're just reaping all the rewards.
Right.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Weeping of warning. Okay. Weeping of warning. All right. So
Oh wait a second. I'm like,
You're selling.
I
You're
don't know
selling the
why
poisons.
I put in what.
You're selling poisons. I was trying to
I
figure out
am
what.
because I collected them, and then I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I already brought the poison over, and then I'm like, wait, I have 6 doses of it. Okay. Anyway, they're worth 1,100 gold pieces each, so let's just
they're
become
insane.
rich.
Yeah. What does that do? As I pull it up for myself.
Yeah.
What was
they
it?
take 9d6 poison.
90s. What?
That is
D6.
insane. Or half as much.
Or half. That's a pretty good
So
poison.
wyvern poison is typically the highest, but this was that stuff from that weird undead chimera that you fought. So
Yeah.
Right. Almost forgot
Jen's
about
not
that.
gonna use the poisons. If
When did
somebody
I get-
is,
Wait, but
like,
when did I get mithril chain armor? That is news to me.
because it's silent. That's why you have mithril chain armor.
We probably just handed it to you because of that fact. Yeah. If you don't want it, sell it.
which is why I'm looking in my
No, I'm
inventory and
keeping it. It's like the best thing I have, but I can't remember when I got it.
See, I think Sven might have done a little bit of inventory stuff because I notice in my inventory I see diamond as dust for 200 gold pieces, which is a spell component for Revivify.
Well, some
that
of the stuff are things when people were
casting.
missing. So like I almost positive that the diamond dust was stuff that was found that they gave to you because you're the only one who can use it.
Yeah, actually, that I remember us finding it and just giving it to you because you were the
Mhm.
cleric and
Right.
as like I guess
But I don't think
revivify.
you were. Mantha
I
was there.
thought I recalled the
Oh.
mithril chain too at some point, but it may have been one of the episodes where you weren't there and we just threw it to you
Yeah.
because it would be useful. I just
Uh,
I've seen me. I
You
didn't
just
remember
shoved
seeing
it
it.
in her
Just don't remember
inventory.
when.
Yeah.
Kid
Yeah.
3 was kind of zoned out,
Mhm.
and Jen just kind of like shoves this armor on her.
That's right. And you guys better not sell the stuff you bought from the the role players, like the potion of
Right?
fastness and the.
No,
Oh no, I'm
I
keeping that.
I am holding
Oh,
on
yeah.
to the potion of no thoughts for a special time.
That's right.
I have the potion of fastness and muscle specifically in pouches in case I ever wanted to use it.
There you
And then
go.
the other potions that I probably will never use, I'm still
So
keeping.
Kid 3 already sold the insanely overpowering ring, right?
What ring?
Or the whatever it was that she
Sleep
gave
ring?
to the dragon.
That was just a ring of sleep.
Ring of sleep.
Yes.
No,
Don't say just
but it
a
was a
ring of sleep
specialized ring of sleep. It was
because
like
Sven made
Yes.
the item.
highly
That's true.
unnerved.
Instead of you could do it as the ring of the spell, or you can cast it against one creature.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
Oh,
that
okay.
D8, the 8D8 or whatever it is, would be against
Mhm.
that one creature
But
only.
like, for example,
So yes, it was a cool ring of
Yeah.
sleep. That's gone.
that is not enough for almost anything we fight.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So
That's true, yeah.
Also, I know
that's
at
Kid
full
why I
3 is
have
health,
not
such
into
a
yes.
hard time
poisons.
using it.
When it's at full health, yes. But you've also had it since like level 2.
I
That's
know,
just
and back then I just
When
was
you
using
were
it,
fighting
okay?
things that would drop.
yeah, yeah.
By the way,
Um,
question for people who know D&D way better than me. Is it possible to gain another attunement slot?
No.
no,
Okay.
not unless you're an artificer, and that's
Okay.
what makes them weird.
All right.
Um,
So
yeah.
finish that up
Once more
and we
look
will
through
continue
it.
on with this.
Yeah, I'm done. Ashley, I know you aren't into
I think
poisons,
I'm done.
but do you want to give the poisons that Genesis threw into the party sheet a look? Being the rogue.
Honestly, I don't even use the poisons that I'm keeping.
Fair enough. I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Yeah,
But I'm
like
good.
I appreciate it, but
Okay. So I'm just looking through my inventory and like I remember getting this stuff but not remembering why I'm keeping it.
mhm.
So I have a spell book here. And
Oh,
I
I have
think I
one too
remember
for some reason.
when we stole them, but like this thing's worth like 1,300 gold pieces. And like I don't think Jen can use it, so anybody have qualms about me
And
selling it?
can Kithri use spell books?
So the spell books are the answer to your question, Kithri, is yes, you can use a spell book. But the way I do my spell book is any spell that's in it, if you're a wizard, possibly an arcane trickster, I'd have to reread the arcane trickster. You can copy that spell into your spell book.
Hmm.
You can sell it, or you can take each page and use it as a scroll. So each spell
Oh.
can be cast as a scroll.
Ah.
But that makes it like one use only, doesn't it?
Correct. But you have access to that
Is
spell.
that why it's so expensive to copy spells into spell books?
Yes.
Yes, because
Um,
yes.
Magic ink and all this stuff.
And honestly, if they didn't, wizards would be even more overpowered.
Another thing that you guys are gonna be like, Mantha, why aren't you using this? I have a pearl of power, and it's like I don't have the attunement slots for that, so
I had less junk than I thought. Like, some of it's just memorabilia.
a good portion of
So the
my
pearl
stuff
of
is
power can be
memory.
used by Gimbal and Kithri.
I already have an attunement.
You can have 3 things attuned.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I'll take it.
Take it.
What does it do again?
It's in the party
You
sheet.
get
Feel free
a
to take it.
spell slot back.
Yeah, I
This
love
one
the
says it
spell slots is
loses
what
it.
I'm doing as much as possible in mine anyway. So
Well, it's up to 3rd, 4th level.
Well, okay,
I think
but
it's
is it
4th.
you use an action to
reusable
speak as command, and you
or
can regain 1 expended spell slot. If the spell
is
slot
it
was a 4th or
consumed?
higher, the new slot
No,
is 3rd
it's a
level.
daily.
Okay, then that's pretty good. Yeah,
Nice.
I'm very bad with consumables. Bad
Till the
as in
next
I don't
dawn.
use them
Mhm.
because I'm like hoarding them
Right?
for the right
I'm
moment.
like,
Oh, it's
what if I
it's
need
not
it?
even a sleep situation. It's just at dawn it regenerates.
Yeah.
Till the next
Nice.
dawn, it says you don't even have to be sleeping. You can just it just regenerates at dawn. That's cool.
Yeah. Pearl powers are really nice. Low level
Right.
magic item.
So,
But I'm good. Is everyone else good on the party sheet items?
I'm good.
all right. So that happens to you, Tusk, and then you guys are meeting back up.
Sounds good.
We're like, oh yes, let's just go make a butt ton of money real quick and sell all this shit.
Are you
I imagine we
guys,
did during the day.
Does anybody do anything special as you get ready for?
Oh, Gimbal's stealing the chimera poison.
I'll take a
Not
couple. I
stealing.
use arrows a lot, so I mean I wouldn't mind poisoning an arrow here and there.
Smart. I guess Tusk goes and makes sure Gimbals, joins them. Ask him if he enjoyed his coffee. But yeah, Tusk does swing by and grab Gimbal like he asked him to.
If you stop by the thing, you'll see there's about 7 cups around Gimbal, and he looks a little bit hyper. Eyes might
Oh
be a little
boy.
wild.
Is he like discovering coffee for the
I love Red
first
Bull.
time or something?
Red Bull. Red Bull's good. I love Red Bull.
Oh my gosh.
Boink. What? I thought I checked that. I did not check it. Okay.
Like,
Oh, that's because it's an item I made, so it has no cost. It's priceless.
that's fun.
All right, so 2 gold. Wait, there's 4 of you. 4 gold. And it definitely would have weighed a pound.
I'm sorry for not using your magic
There you go.
items, Fen. It's just
Yeah.
And boink. There you go.
Mhm.
All right, so
I've recouped the cost of everything I spent today.
right.
Awesome.
all right, so you go into a you're led to a very small house that's part of a row of houses. There's a business or 2 in there, mixed in there. Looks to be about 20 feet wide. And you step in and you see Mita there. Where's Mita's picture? Images. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Here's the image that pulled up. It's not what you see, but it has nothing to do with this. There
Hey,
it is.
it's an
Okay,
image.
there we go. All right, so
Mhm.
Mita, that's right. I took the time to find this picture. You're gonna look at least twice.
Mhm.
And
It's a nice picture.
so she's
Mhm.
there's a desk there, and you see a little picture not a picture, but a pitcher of water, and on a table next to
Oh.
her and stuff. And
Wow, it must be like a, like a waterfall or a river or something.
and she
A
says,
picture of water.
"You're here.
A
Come with
picture of a
me."
picture.
And she stands, goes over
It wouldn't
onto.
be. It wouldn't surprise me. I saw myself kill myself in my mirror. So
That's right. She locks the door, and
Mm-hmm.
leads you into the. There's a wall there with a door, and she opens the door and motions for you to follow her. Uh, and there's just like the size of a closet and a stairway. And as you go down the stairs, uh, you immediately notice that its stairway is much older than the house built over him. And you go to a landing, goes down again, another landing, goes down again. Um, Tusk, what is your survival? Actually, Genesis, you also have a pretty high one. Does anybody have a survival, a passive survival that's 15 or higher?
Tusk
Uh,
does with 16.
Jen does with 19.
Okay, so you guys
She's wise
figure
as
you
fuck,
went
guys.
down about 20 feet or so below the surface of the street before it uh, leads to a doorway. She steps forward, mumbles a couple words that you aren't able to hear clearly, and you see this shimmer goes over the door, radiates from the door. She reaches forward and opens it, um, and steps through, and you come into the floor is nice mosaic tile of it takes you a moment to realize what it is. You're in a room that's 60 by 60, and the whole floor is like a sunburst uh, of orange and reds as it, coming from the center of the room out, and flames and stuff, is what the mosaic of the floor is. The walls are clean, not quite marble, but clean, some sort of stone you're not familiar with off the top of your heads. There are some tapestries depicting battles, and in front of you, there's some. There's a couple places, love seats. There's a love seat and a couch and some chairs arranged sort of in a half circle toward the front, facing the front, about 20 feet from the other wall. And she says, "We have prepared for you. Come." And she leads you in and motions for you all to sit down. The lady will be with you in a moment.
Thank you.
And Jen sits down.
All right.
Tusk takes a moment, just like
Ceiling is 20 feet
weird.
high. I didn't mention that earlier. The room is lit. It's
Mhm.
those of you who has an arcana, uh, passive arcana of higher than 15.
Nope.
Catherine
probably.
might.
3
Uh,
probably does.
I have a +8,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a
so that's
19.
a passive 18.
Okay, so you all know that it's either continual light or the light spell has been cast several times throughout the room, so the entire room is well lit. And so as you go sit down and make yourself comfortable, there's the wall in front of you shimmers, and from behind the wall, you see this large creature step forward. And the feel of the weave is almost palpable as she steps into the room. It's almost like when you walk under a conductor or the huge power lines. There's a hum. There's almost just this palpable feeling of magic and power coming from this creature. Genesis, you felt something similar with the dragon, but
Yeah.
you would be hard pressed to tell which one was more powerful.
Wow.
As she walks into the room and sits down on her haunches, looks at each one of you for a moment, spending a good 10 seconds staring at you, going person to person as she looks at you all. Thank you for taking the time to answer my summons. And her voice is not loud, but her presence just washes over you. I have been studying the draconic prophecies. This has led me to a location on the Sword Coast called the Broken Stone by you, your kind. I wish you to go there and study the large piece of glass that is located there. Return with the information I need, and you will be richly rewarded.
Sounds
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody can give me a history check.
Oh shit, yo. I ain't good at history.
Honestly, my mind went to something that we've encountered, but I doubt that it's actually the thing. I have a feeling it's something different.
The rock that doesn't get damaged.
Yeah, that's what my
Right.
mind went to, but I have a feeling
Right.
that it's not that.
It's not that.
At least
So,
But
to your
that's the
recollection, that is not glass and cannot
yeah.
be classified as glass.
Oh right, okay. I missed the glass portion of the
yes,
description.
glass.
That I missed.
I did too, to be fair.
All right, so I'm just gonna say it because Gimbal, you were the only one who had even heard of this. You have heard rumors of the Broken Stone, but all you've heard about it is that there's this giant piece of rock, glass, something sticking up out of the ground that nobody knows what it does, and that there was an orc tribe who tried to knock it down, and they all got killed.
Oh boy.
Well
So
then.
that's the only thing, but you don't know that was as part of during a poker game, and the person talking to you was half drunk, so you have no idea how truthful that is or anything like that.
Well, I'll relay that to the group.
Huh. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that some orc tribe tried to knock it over.
It's definitely in character.
I take no offense. No, it's totally fine. I would probably try and do it.
So she's
Okay.
she says, does the information I have provided pique your interest? Do you wish to know more, or do you wish to return back to your
That's kind of
lives?
looks at the artisans.
Well,
It's
everybody
piqued
looks
my
interested.
interest.
Sure.
Yeah, I think everybody here is just listening intently as she's talking. We're like, ooh, do tell more.
So she
Yes, it's it piqued our
see her
interest, you could say.
look to Maita, and Maita walks up and waves her hands, and this rolling hills and forests, and it takes you a moment. You realize you're actually looking at a 3D rendition of the Sword Coast.
Neat.
Tusk is very
Nice.
impressed.
And there we go. She says, the broken stone is found here, and a light shines down. And I can't do it on that one. Here we go. Boink.
Oh.
It is a red light, oddly shaped like an arrow.
All right. Well, it's locked right now, but it's basically.
In that area.
Can I do this? All right. So that's about as close as I can get. It's just a smidge to the south of that. It's right between the water.
In there.
It
Okay.
will be a little to the west of that. So it's on that isthmus there. Is where the light's shining. Maita continues walk. He walks through the map and over to another section. Walks back behind Tarkatana and through the illusionary wall behind her. Comes back out. She's holding a wand. And Tarkatina looks at Maita and then looks back towards you all, and Maita nods and walks over to Gimbal and hands you the wand. Here is this.
The Wanderer.
You will, upon seeing the tower, start at 30 feet from the base, point the wand at it, and circle the tower, pointing the wand in continuously at the tower. Then you will move to a distance of 10 feet, and you will start at the base and point the wand up the entire length of the bronze, the broken stone, and then you will do this 4 times, once at each of the cardinal directions.
Kid 3's starting to feel a little sus. Like, why does this sound vaguely ritualistic?
Meanwhile, those of us IRL are like, oh yeah, she's getting a scan of this thing.
Yeah.
This is what I require of you. Do not use the wand for any other purpose. You will have 2 weeks' time. If you return within 2 weeks, you will receive your payment. If you do not return, I will come for my wand. And she turns to Genesis. If the power within him causes him to lose control, you will take the wand.
Okay.
So, if I let someone bite my fingers off again, I give the wand to Genesis.
You
You
And
forced her to do that.
you cannot speak, Gibble.
You
You cannot move. You are paralyzed.
Another paralyzer.
Oh,
Worth it. Worth it.
Tusk, like raises a hand, like he has a
Like,
question.
Please,
So
miss,
she looks
call
at
on
you.
me.
So we were told that there were dangers that will be surrounding the broken stone. I have never heard of it, so I don't know what kind of dangers it would be. Do you have any information on that?
I
I don't actually know if
suggest,
that may.
if you wish to find out more information, to do your research. All I know that I am willing to share is that there have been rumors of fiends in the area.
Good enough for me. Um,
She really did just say, not my problem.
My price, I mean, your compensation is of your choosing.
Oh, fuck.
You may either have 1,000 gold each upon return of the wand, as long as what you were required to do was followed exactly, or you will have one favor from me.
Ooh, that
Gimbal, you
sounds
can move
interesting.
again. When you return successfully, we can determine what you will let me know your choice. Do you agree to do this in the time frame provided?
can we ask you what you need us to do this for?
The stone has runes inscribed upon it. I wish to study these runes.
Okay.
All right.
They pertain to the prophecies I have been studying.
All right. I
Right.
can agree to help you with this endeavor.
Tusk, I'm just thinking 2 weeks, does that, with the travel to get to and from, that should be more than enough, right?
Yes,
From here.
you're traveling along the road most of the way as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you should you can get there and back probably within 5 days, 5 or 6 days, depending on how you travel.
Okay.
We do have to
Yep.
sort out the situation with staff too, so.
Shouldn't take too much long, but
Mm-hmm.
okay. Yeah, that was just the one question that popped into my head.
So you see, um, I'm not even going to bother with the insight checks simply because she's extremely hard to read, but she's also just like I said, she radiates power and charisma and command, and
Mhm.
it's it's not disdain for you all. It's just um,
She's leagues above us.
basically yes. Maita, on the other
Mhm.
hand, is acting like a British butler. She's just there. She's ready. She's polite. Um,
Mhm.
you all are secondary to whatever Tarkatana might need, but you are also it doesn't mean that you don't exist to Maita. She's there. So that's the read that you're getting from the two of them.
Mhm.
You do not sense any, like I said, you don't really sense any emotion, much less deception or like she's hiding anything, or it's hard to tell. The wand itself has 7 runes inscribed along the length. It's simple. Looks wooden.
So, real quick, just looking at the other party members, Tuss is smiling and is extremely interested, especially at the prospect of a favor. Almost more so than gold, but
Okay, right now, like we can all agree that we don't want the gold, right?
Yeah.
but we can talk about that later. But why I am trying to gauge is everyone interested in doing that?
Yeah.
Because I am.
Yes.
All right, and last
All
thing,
right.
give me a. Did I put that down here? I didn't. Give me an Arcana. Everybody, give me an Arcana check in a tower, and a. Actually, not in a tower. Just give me a straight Arcana check, whether you're trained in it or not, and a Nature check.
Same thing, or same roll for both, but you know. Huh.
I also got the same roll for
Nice.
both.
Okay, so. All right,
I'd
so
like to change things up.
Kithri, you actually, and Gimbal, you both actually did your doctoral thesis on Sphinx,
Wow.
and you all happen to know that this is an Androsphinx.
Wait, did Gimbal do his in the tower?
Yes,
Ah, I
Okay.
see.
and just to give you an idea, Androsphinx are challenge rating 17.
Holy
Mhm.
moly.
They have innate spellcasting. They have
Mhm.
immune. They are immune to any kind of divination or attempts to read their thoughts or emotions. Um, and they can also roar, and they have 3 different types of roars that do different things within 500 feet of them. Um, so they're very extremely rare. You didn't even think they existed anymore. Um, they also have legendary actions, and if you happen to find one in its lair, it has lair actions. So
Mhm.
that is what you're dealing with. Who may owe you a
Favor.
favor if you, or 1,000 gold each if you want.
1,000 gold.
That's. I think
I
the
mean, it's still
favor's
that's a nice
definitely
amount of
worth
gold,
more.
but that favor.
Yeah,
but no.
That favor, though.
Um,
that's right. Just be
but
careful.
no.
But man, I really am hungry. Could you use a bite to eat? Favor granted.
Yeah.
Next.
Well,
Right?
yeah, I know.
We gotta make her sign a document that we need to, like, express clear consent that we're using the favor. Like, we gotta do, like, you know, two-factor authorization. Like, send an email and a text.
Yeah. Uh, but back to I think the last thing she said was if we agree, and it seems like everyone is interested in
Yes.
it. So Tusk will be yes, we agree to the time frame. 2 weeks should be more than enough.
And with that, she will turn and walk out. Maita reaches into her robes and pulls out a scroll, unrolls the scroll, and you see it's basically everything that was described. And there's a place for the 4 of you to sign. Here
I
it
look
is.
for any really, really, really small parent print. I can't even talk right now anyway, but
Small
am I
When
still
I
print.
see any
paralyzed?
borders, no, you've been unparalyzed
Okay.
since he
Fuck, the
asked the
borders
things.
screwed us over last time.
That's right. So here is the wand. It is called Image Saver. It's in your
Wow, it really is just like a camera.
I'm like
Yeah.
imagining.
the
I think it's a Star
directions.
Trek thing.
Gotcha.
It's just
See it.
The directions are in its description. So
I see it.
if you forget, you'll know exactly what you need to do. That's all it says for the rest of you guys who care.
If you forget, you just break it over your knee and you'll get instructions
Right.
again.
Something will happen.
Something will happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are past time, but I at least wanted to get through the meeting with Tarkatena. Um,
Yeah.
so thank you guys for playing. I appreciate you very much. Tomorrow night, Thursdays, we have shifted a little bit for those watching and those playing. Um, don't forget, we are 6 to 9 now, so just shifted it a little bit. Um, that means we also get a little break in between, so that'll be nice. On my depends, I won't have to buy as much. Here we go. There we go. All right, so
Nice.
um, there we go. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I will give you a teaser,
Dun dun dun.
maybe. Here it is.
Oh.
Ooh.
Mm.
So come back next week. We have one more week, and then we'll have 2 weeks from now. We do our special
Mhm.
campaign, the monthly campaign. But next week we will possibly go to the Broken Stone. Who knows? We could spend another week in Nashkel. Who
I
knows?
mean, we
Um,
have some shopping to do.
you might be taken to fight some demons. Who knows? Um,
As
Yeah.
long as it
Yeah.
doesn't take 2 weeks.
that's right. It takes 13 days. You gotta rush. You gotta hurry now. Um,
I will. I may or may not be here next week. I mean, I won't be here. I may or may not have my computer in a position where I can use it on the road next week.
right, because you're traveling. So
So
hopefully you will have
basically, we
Wi-Fi.
just have Gimbal kind of as a puppet because he's the one that's supposed to do the scanning.
Yes,
But that's even if
Or
we get there in a whole, single session.
or
that's
he
right.
immediately succumbs to his power and Jen doesn't.
And we give, but we'll also be giving him some chainmail and other random things, so that when he comes back, he'll wonder what's going on.
Like me?
We mess with his inventory.
That's right. When I think I've told you this story already, but when I run the characters, that I always have them. Their deity always becomes my character. It's just a quick, small little change. They usually don't even notice, but um,
It's funny.
it's cool.
Yeah, you've told us about that, and it's just so funny.
Especially when it's like 4 weeks later, and I'm like, "What? My deities? What? Who did that?" Anyway, all right, guys. Well,
I'm an
thank you for playing.
atheist. Who is this?
That's right. So thank you for playing, and we will see you next week, same time, from 7 to 10 on
Mhm.
whatever day this is. And like, subscribe, send the link to all your exes, and whatever else you
Oh,
do, enjoy the rest of your day. Say goodnight, guys.
Good night.
night,
Night.
guys.